So we need to have a talk about this situation because I find it very strange that I'm getting so much pushback on this. Look, I'm not the easiest thing to digest when it comes to video game related content. I'm kind of outspoken. I'm kind of over the top. I do play into some topics sometimes and sort of try to rile up various emotions out of people. But at the end of the day, when you look through some of the theatrics of what I'm doing, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And for the most part, you guys are cool with it. You understand where I'm coming from. You see my point of view. You might have a different point of view, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to actual facts about information, concrete data of stuff that we have, that's where I get very confused about things. So I'm not sure why people would push back on this. I wouldn't even say necessarily it's mostly on YouTube. It's mostly on things like Twitter and stuff like that, where fandoms just seem to thrive and hardcore fanboys gather together and just try to dunk on you about a situation, even if you're completely correct in it at the end of the day. We're of course talking about the Nintendo Switch situation. I'm a fan of Nintendo. I've always been a fan of Nintendo. It was the first console I ever had as a kid. As a fan of something, that doesn't mean that you can't be critical about it. That doesn't mean you can't dislike things about it. Once you get to that point of fandom where everything is always great and everything is always awesome and everything is always the best, then you are dipping your toes into very dangerous territory. I'm a fan of the New York Knicks. Die hard. Tons of jerseys, tons of merchandise money spent on things like that. Do I think the Knicks are going to win the championship this year? No. But I'm still a fan of them. I understand that there are flaws within them, things that are happening within them that need to be fixed going forward. With the Nintendo Switch, when the system first came out, or was first revealed, I should say, I remember I was sitting at my day job. I told my boss, I was like, yo, I need the computer for like 15 minutes. I need to watch this presentation. He was like, cool, go ahead. I watched that presentation, and personally, I wasn't a fan of what I saw. There's a video up of it on this channel. Still up. God only knows what it was titled or whatever, but it's still up because initially I was not impressed with the system. I ended up getting my hands on the system on day one from a Best Buy. I still remember picking it up and my tone kind of changed. It was something that I felt like you had to experience for yourself. It was something that you had to have in the palm of your hand. And back in 2017, there really wasn't anything quite like it. Cloud gaming was still pretty much in its infancy. You didn't have things like xCloud. You didn't have things like the Steam Deck. This was the only ball game in town to have sort of a hybrid system of playing your games. Of course, the Switch library has been very good. There's been tons of great games on the system, whether they're first-party games or impressive third-party ports. I still love the Nintendo Switch. I still love the system. I love the PlayStation 5. I love the Xbox Series X. I love my old systems. I love video games as a medium. I talk a lot about video games on this channel, and a lot of the focus, I'd say 80% of it, is basically on Nintendo related things. That's what people look to me for with a lot of situations. That's what people tune in to hear. What is he gonna say about Nintendo today? What does he think about this new Nintendo game? So I get it. You gotta give the people what they want. That doesn't mean I'm still not gonna do retro stuff. That doesn't mean I'm still not gonna talk about other platforms. So I've been rambling this whole time, and you're wondering, well, what's the point of this video? The point of this video is that I made a statement a couple months ago saying that there was cracks in the Nintendo Switch's foundation because of the fact that Nintendo was outsold by the PlayStation 5 in Japan for a week, because of the fact that Nintendo and the Switch was outsold by the PlayStation 5 in the European marketplace, because of the fact that for a few months now, the Nintendo Switch had been outsold, not by dollar sales, which of course would be more for Sony, but by simple hardware sales by the PlayStation 5 in the United States. Hell, the Xbox outsold it once too. And people got mad about that. And they would give me reasons as to why. Now, admittedly, I did say this on several videos after the fact, there were some issues with supply in Japan. So if you want to erase the whole Japanese thing, that's fine. If you want to erase the whole, because Japan is obviously a Nintendo market. Japan is a very small market, which people don't like to hear, but when you look at sales statistics comparatively for Japan and the United States, it's apples and oranges. The United States is the largest consumer of video game products. But I'll give you the Japan thing. I was wrong about that. It did seem like Nintendo was holding stock back a bit, and now the PlayStation 5 has, succumbed to the Nintendo Switch. That's fine. It still did outsell it for 1 week, but that's fine. Everything went back to normal with it. But you can't say that about the other regions. In the latest NPD report for the month of November, the PlayStation 5 once again outsold the Nintendo Switch. And I've heard so many different reasons as to why. And you can have a reason as to why, but even though I was told that Pokemon, which sold 10 million in 3 days, was gonna rejuvenate it and it was gonna be the #1 selling system again, I honestly thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. It was the PlayStation 5. Well, the PlayStation 5 is more readily available. Okay, that's something that we can take into account here. But why are people buying a PlayStation 5 over a Nintendo Switch? Oh, well, that's because everyone has a Nintendo Switch. See what I'm getting at here? We're reaching that point of market saturation with the Nintendo Switch. The Switch has been ridiculously successful. It's had a beautiful library of games. It's been on the market for nearly 6 years now. It's normal for things to start to change within the video game marketplace. It's normal for the Nintendo Switch to have been the hottest selling system, and then the new systems came out, and now they're finally finding their footing. If that's not good enough for you, why did Nintendo themselves change the sales forecast by 2 million less for the Nintendo Switch, from 21 million to 19 million? Why is the Nintendo Switch year over year comparative to last year's sales in Japan, if we want to bring up the Japanese marketplace, why is it down 20%? Newsflash, it should be down. It should be slowing down. We're going to the 6th year on the marketplace. That doesn't mean that the system's a failure. That doesn't mean the other systems are better. That simply means we're reaching a point of oversaturation with the Nintendo Switch, to where the point where everyone who has one probably has it already. And if they don't have it, they probably don't have it for a reason, because maybe they're not interested in it. The reasons why systems like the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation 2 continue to sell well past their day of prominence was because of the fact that they had very cheap iterations of these systems. How many different revisions of the PlayStation 2 were there? How many different Nintendo DS variations were there? And some of these Nintendo DS variations actually made it for a better system. It made it for a better user experience. It's okay. It's okay if the system gets beat by the PlayStation 5, gets beat by the Xbox. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm saying that it's a sign of what's to come. Nothing lasts forever. The system is still selling great compared to the Wii U. It outsold that, in a fraction of the time. This is a very successful time for Nintendo. Their software library is infinitely better than what was available on the Wii U. So I don't understand why people get upset when you talk about something that may have a bit of a negative spin on it. Because I was told that everything was fine with the Switch. When Pokemon came out, here we go. It's going to be #1 on the NPD again. But it's not. And that's okay. As a consumer, at the end of the day, we should want the best stuff available. We should want the best experience available. We should want the best technology available from our company that we like. Everyone has a preference when it comes to their video game consoles of what they play on the most. My preferences are for work-related things. I play a lot of Nintendo Switch stuff. I do play it on my own personal time, though. With third-party games, I usually play them on my Xbox Series X. First-party games, I play them on their respective system, but when it comes to Sony first-party titles, those are definitely played on my PlayStation 5. I play everything. I love all video games. And if something is doing something better than what another company is doing, I'll talk about it. If a system is outselling another competitor system, I'll talk about it because it's interesting to me. But when people get upset with you and start to say, oh, maybe Sony limited supplies in other regions, and that's why it outsold it here because they sent more to the US. Okay, like what does that matter? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter why it happened. It happened, and that's okay. It's okay to start to move on from the Nintendo Switch. I feel like some people just want this system to last for the rest of their lifetime. And when you say anything contrary to that, they get upset, they get mad, they want to attack you on social media and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, what's up? And I know that people are going to make video responses to this. Some of my friends are going to make video responses to it. And you know what? That's okay. That's good. I like communication. But you should probably send me a check, a residual check for the ad rev that you get on it, because I'm giving you guys content. Jesus Christ. At the end of the day, though, theatrics aside, the Nintendo Switch will eventually go away. The Nintendo Switch is starting to be beaten by other systems. The Nintendo Switch did have its sales forecast cut by 2 million because of semiconductor shortages. The Nintendo Switch is down 20% year over year in Japan. Those are facts. Those are actual facts. What you want to attribute those things to, you can attribute them to whatever they want. I don't care why you think that is. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And that's fine. I'm excited for new Nintendo hardware. I'm excited to see what they do next. I'm excited for, what they're going to be doing in 2023 and 2024. Are you not? Are you upset by this? Are you going to say, I can't believe Nintendo's moving on from the Switch. I'm done with this company. No. You're going to act outraged. And when the new stuff drops, you're going to get excited again. It's the circle of games. I have no idea what overlay footage I'm putting for this. This is just a video I wanted to make. I'm not going to have the camera on me the whole time. You can't look at me for, how long did I go? Not too long. Not too long, but you don't want to look at me the whole time. Let me know what you think of this in the comments section down below. Are you, I get that people like to watch people who are happy and passionate and, they love everything and they only look at the good in things. I'm not that person. There's plenty of people out there for you. I'm not that person. I'm never going to be that person. I'm going to like what I like. I'm going to dislike what I dislike. And I hope that at the very end of the day, while you might not agree with me, you can at least respect my position on this. But I don't know why you would disagree with me on this in the first place. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, before you get all pissy, I'm playing Balan for you guys. So you better be kissing my ass. Kissing my ass. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.